Is Chromecast on its last legs? Are you going to have to find a replacement? Not quite. But Google does have a new streaming device on the way, so we're going to talk about the upgrade, what's happening with the current device, what you need to know, what you don't need to know, all of the stuff. We're going to cover all of the important stuff so that you know exactly which way you're going to go as these new devices are coming. So let's get this started, shall we? So, if you love kicking back and watching your favorite shows and movies at home, well, this is the video for you. Today, we're going to break down the new Google device that's coming. So, the Google TV streamer, what it is, what it does, why it might be the perfect upgrade for you for your TV time, but also how the existing Chromecast device fits into this new plan. So, let's talk tech to help you decide whether or not this is the right fit for you and whether or not it's time to upgrade. Alrighty. So, what's going on? Change is always going on in the tech world, right? And Google just made a bunch of different announcements, but this is the one I'm getting the most questions about because the people that I know who are using their Chromecast love their Chromecast, find it very handy, and want to keep using it. And there's a lot of good reasons for that, right? It gives you a lot of flexibility. It's a grab and go kind of thing, right? A lot of people are on vacation right now. It's August 2024. So, it's something you can take with you. It works, for live TV, for movies, for TV shows that you like. Just lots of options. Okay. And so we're going to talk about all the good stuff here. But I do want to say right from the top is that while there is a new device coming, you don't have to panic if you already have your Chromecast device and you don't want to change right now, because you don't have to, right? So this for a while, at least, there is going to be two options out there. And how long that will be is to be determined. But let's just talk about what is going on, right? So basically what's happening is this is the next generation of the Chromecast device, right? And so there's some name changes going on. There's some other things that are in a little bit of a flux here. And I'm just realizing I didn't bring something up here. So give me 1 second. Let me bring up one more thing here. But this is not a sign of demise at this point. I mean, we all know, Google does like to cancel things like every so often, but we're not there yet, right? So for now, you don't have to worry. Everything is fine. Your Google devices are going to keep working, but you're going to see some name changes, right? So it's not going to be called Chromecast anymore. The one that you've got is called Chromecast, and will remain so. Matter of fact, let me bring that up just for the people who are like, what are we talking about? So, whoops, that is not the right one. Why did that? There we go. Okay. So, this is what you're thinking of now when we're talking about the Chromecast, right? So it's this device. So it's got the dongle that you plug into the back of the TV, and it comes with a remote. And it's listing for $50. And it works over, it's got Bluetooth, it's got Wi-Fi, it's HDMI. You can get a 4K version or a lower version if you want. So there are lots of options for this, and those options will continue going forward. What is coming is this device, the Google TV streamer. So that's the new name. They're not going to be using the Chromecast name anymore going forward. But you'll see, it's Google. It's still got a Wi-Fi, but it also has Ethernet port on the back. So if you want to hardwire it into your router, that is totally going to be an option. It's still using HDMI for your TV. There's still it's still 4K. It still supports all the things that it supported before. It has remote control, although the remote control has some new features. And so on and so forth. So we'll look more at that in a minute, but I just wanted to kind of give you the level set here, right? So while there is a new shiny device coming, right? The Google TV streamer is coming. The Google Chromecast that you have now or are thinking about getting, you can still buy it, is still going to keep working. It's going to be fine. It's all good. It's just, this is the next generation. This is the, grown up, got even better kind of Chromecast device, just with a different name. So just to reiterate, at this point in time, there is no indication that the existing Google Chromecast devices or TVs with Chromecast built in will be impacted by this at all. They will continue to work. You'll still be able to do all the things on it. This is just something new that's coming. At some point, is the other one going to be depreciated? Yes, but there is no deadline on it. There's no date. There's nothing on the horizon. So deep breath for everybody. We're all good. It's all fine. You don't have to worry about it. Because I've had some people reaching out and it's like, no, it's okay. Your device is going to keep working. So what is the new thing? Okay, so the new thing is the Google TV streamer, right? And so it's the next gen. It's the supercharged, new and improved Chromecast, right? So instead of the dongle, you're going to get a. This up again. Let me make sure I bring up the right one. There we go. So you're going to get this like device, right? So it's not going to plug into the back of your TV anymore. It's not going to be a hidden device anymore. It's going to be something that you're going to have to put on like a table, your TV console or whatever. It still has the remote, although the remote has changed. The porcelain, this kind of off-white one, is the one that you'll be able to get pretty much anywhere. But if you want this newer color, what are they calling this? Hazel, that you'll have to get through the Google store. And the links are all in the description as always, so you don't have to worry about that. So you've got those kinds of things here. Let's see. Go back to the other. Oh, wait, no, sorry. This picture is up here. Okay. So it's sort of, it's not flat. It's at an angle. It's almost like the stand for the Google tablet. Not quite as tall. But it's not super huge, but it does have different ports on the back. So you've got the HDMI that you're going to use to connect it to the TV. This is your Ethernet port. So if you want to connect it directly to your router to get better speed, to not have any of those like Wi-Fi glitches, you could do that. This is going to be, I'm guessing, for the power. And then this will just be like the on-off kind of a thing. The other thing that has changed a little bit, let's see if we can get a good picture of it. Probably not, right? Okay, so the remote has also changed. Unfortunately, they don't give us a really good picture of it, but maybe we can zoom in on this a little bit. On the stream. Okay, here we go. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see. The buttons have changed a little bit, so all the stuff that was, Google branded is not anymore. It's a little hard to see, but there's a YouTube button, there's a Netflix button still. They've gone to a generic microphone for the voice part of it. Evidently, there was some confusion with people that would only do Google Assistant stuff, so they wanted to make it clear that you can talk to it just like you can anything else. You got your volume, got your home, so that kind of stuff. You can also, with this new remote, you can do a favorite. So you can save to a favorite app or use it to switch your inputs on your TV, that type of thing. So there is lots of different options there. So instead of having a dongle, right, so you're going to have this box that you're going to need to put someplace that's going to plug into your TV. It's either going to connect to your Wi-Fi and or to your Ethernet. That's going to be your preference. And then you'll get all the stuff that you're used to, right? So your Netflix, your Disney Plus, your movies, your TV shows, all that stuff is still going to be there. However, it's not just about streaming anymore, because now it's also a control center for your smart home gadgets. Now, if you're not into smart home stuff yet, that's totally fine. You can still go ahead and use this. It's going to have all the features that you need, but it is going to make it easier to interact and control your home device kind of stuff. So what's new and improved in the new device? So the Google TV streamer is supposed to be way faster than the current Chromecast devices. So, the lag, the buffering, all that kind of stuff is supposed to be much, much better. Like I mentioned, it's going to work with your smart home devices. So it's sort of like having an extra remote control for your smart home devices, but also makes it easier, right? So you don't have to grab your phone. You don't have to fire up a computer to adjust your lights, check your security cameras, see who's at the door, all that kind of stuff. Now, if you already have Google Home Assistants in the house, that may or may not be a bigger deal. The thing that I know I'm looking forward to having is to be able to check to see who's at the door, what's going on outside, why is the dog barking? Usually I can tell. He's got a special bark for things like, other dogs that are walking around, that kind of thing. And, for suspicious activities, got a different bark. But, still, it will definitely make it easier for me to just quickly check to see, or like if I'm waiting for a delivery, like I could leave the cam up on the TV and then be able to see, what's going on when people are coming. So there's a lot of pluses to that I'm looking forward to taking for a test drive. Yes, of course, I pre-ordered mine. So you will be hearing more about this. Another feature for the new remote is find that remote. So just like, there's the, find my phone option, if you have that set up, we all have lost our remotes at some point or another. There are like weeks where like you keep losing it, and then maybe you go for months and you don't. But they're going to make life easier for you now. So because the streamer has a remote find button, so that particular like device that thing is going to sit up, near your TV, you can go ahead and you can hit the button, and it will make the remote make a sound so that you can go and find it. So it's not like the hide and seek game goes away, but the hide and seek game is a little more fair because now you're going to be able to hear it, and you're just going to have to play the "Am I Getting Closer" game, and hope that the air conditioning and or dog doesn't start barking. There's also some AI stuff. I mean, let's be honest here. Everybody in the universe, like anything you get from marketing it's got to have AI mentioned in it. I mean, I swear to God, they're going to start putting it in hats and socks soon. So, there are some AI features that are going to be included in this. No big surprise there. And some of the things that they're talking about are summaries of shows, reviews, season by season breakdowns to help you decide, what you want to watch next, what's going to be your next binge watching session. They're very much pushing that the actual streamer device is, a streamlined, fashionable, cool looking device to be sitting next to your TV. Now, I know that there's going to be some pushback on that. Like a lot of people are going to be like, no, I liked it hidden. I didn't really want something else in front of my TV. But that said, I just, to level set, and I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just saying that, this is not the only one that's doing it. So please hang on. So if you look at other similar devices like the Roku, this I don't know what that Starkey one is, but there's these other TV streaming devices. The Apple one is the same, the Nvidia, the TiVo one, like they're all fairly large, and they're all moving more towards the regular standalone little device, just like has happened with the Amazon, right? So there is the Amazon Fire Stick, but there's also the Cube, and there is rumor of other devices that are coming. So this is how this is moving, and part of the reason that they're doing that is because they're looking to provide things like, making it faster and all that kind of stuff, which means, more electronics, better electronics, maybe a little more airflow so it can stay cool, but also things like more memory and storage. Because that is also one of the things that you're getting with this new device. That also is helping with that nice, smooth watching experience, because what's happening is it's going to, download some stuff to the device itself, so that if there is a little glitch with the internet feed, you're still watching from what's cached, which means that it's going to be seamless to you, which is lovely. All right. The other thing that's coming on this new device is compatibility with Thread, Matter, and Google Home. So the Google Home thing you kind of expect, right? It's a Google device. They're already pushing the fact that, it's going to do things for you, sort of like the smart assistants do. But Thread and Matter compatibility means that if you're going to get smart home devices that need a Thread or a Matter hub, you won't need to buy an extra hub because this device will work for that. So you'll be all good to go there. And for anybody who's worried, yes, you can still cast. Okay. And we're going to talk more about that in a second. But first, I did want to reach out for anybody who's new here, hasn't met me. My name is Kathleen. I'm here as your tech coach. The short version of the story is I do software design and development as my day gig, but I'm like hardcore into like the technology. I love technology. I love the possibilities of it. So I live it 24/7. Which means my friends, family, neighbors, and coworkers tend to come to me when they have a question, when they have a problem, when they're looking for recommendations. And I know not everybody has somebody like that. So, hey, that's why we're here every week. We're here every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. But if you're watching this on the replay, perfectly good too. All the links are in the description, and you can always comment either in chat if you're here live, which we will get to the chat in a second. If you're not, you can go ahead and post in the comments, and I do come back and read them all, but it takes me a little time. One of me, many of you. If you want to stay on top of things, you can sign up for the mailing list. I always let the mailing list folks know what's coming down the pike before anybody else. So feel free. No cost, and I don't sell the list to anybody. It's just a way for me to communicate with you. All right, so let's keep going here, right? Because we got a fair amount to talk about. Alrighty, so let me just look real quick here because Mad Rat Floyd. Okay, it looks like you were posting in a couple of different places. Will it show you? Okay, will it allow MetaQuest 3 headset streaming? So I can't. Unfortunately, I can't do that because of my eyesight. I can't do any of that cool stuff, which makes me very, very sad. And I whine to my eye doctor about it every freaking time. So I haven't been able to test any of that kind of stuff because I can't. I get motion sickness like immediately and bad. So my question to you is, can you do that now with the Chromecast? If you can, then my assumption would be that yes, it would keep going. If not, then I will have to go and look into that because I don't know for sure if it is built to connect directly to that kind of stuff. Let me just see. Let's go look. See if it mentions it anywhere. Sec. All right, so let's see. Personalized entertainment, smooth. So obviously it's going to work with the Pixel Buds for sound, and that includes the new ones that they announced the other day. Control of your smart devices. Beautiful design that blends with any decor. Okay, I mean, I don't know how many people are really that bent about it. Everything you stream on one screen. Okay, 4K HDR, Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. Okay, that's all sound stuff. I'm just looking to see if it actually mentions that off the top because I didn't notice that. But then again, like I said, it just makes me sad because I can't play with it. So even if it did, I might not have noticed right away. Okay, I'm not seeing anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So this is a side-by-side of the existing and the new one. So it's a lot bigger. So the existing Chromecast is 8 gigabytes of memory. The new one is 32. So that's pretty good. Now, yes, the price is more, right? So the current price for the current Chromecast is like $50 or so. And so this is twice the price, but you are getting more and more. Okay, so Floyd says it allows right now, but to do it, I had to offer an update, and they allowed it again, but it wasn't officially supported. Interesting. Okay, so maybe that's why they're not mentioning it. Let's look at the FAQs just to see. It doesn't look like they mention it. The fact that you're talking about a Meta device in a Google world, I'm kind of not surprised that they don't mention it. So I honestly don't know. I will keep an ear out, and if I hear anything, I will absolutely let you know. But off the top, I don't see anything. And the fact that you're telling me that it worked and then it stopped and then it started working again means that that's not a priority for them, obviously. But we'll see. I mean, if it is something that that the other devices let you do, I'm looking to see if anything about the Atmos would tell us about that, but it doesn't. So yeah, so it's a interesting question, and I guess it's going to come down to the relationship between the two of those, and also what the requirements are. So for the in the current setup that you've got for the MetaQuest 3 headset, how is that connecting? Is that a Bluetooth connection? Is that a Wi-Fi connection with the devices? Because that would definitely give us a little bit more insight into this, because I'm not seeing. Let me look again. So the current connectivity for a Chromecast dongle lists out Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. The new Google TV streamer connectivity is listing out Wi-Fi and Ethernet. So here, let's take a look. Well, I love these kind of questions, which you know. All right, so let's take a look at the tech specs and see if we can suss out from there what it might be. Let me get this out of the way. So the dimensions, resolution, so it's 4K HDR, 60 frames per second. Video formats is Dolby, audio, connectivity. Okay, so they do list Bluetooth, even though it wasn't listed on the Amazon listing. So it's Wi-Fi, it's Ethernet, and it's Bluetooth, so it might work. It might still work. I do hope you'll let us know. I hope you'll come back and let us know, because that would be great. Let's see if there's anything else here. USB-C is for power. Yeah, we figured that. HDMI, Ethernet. I mean, I'm guessing that the headset is not Ethernet compatible. So I'm guessing it's either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi that you're probably working off of. So, yeah. Sorry. Okay, so maybe. I'm sorry. I know that's not the exact answer you're looking for, but this is just new. I mean, they only announced it a couple of days ago. So hopefully we will get more information on that. But yeah, I would love to hear from you when you get a chance. If you actually try this, what happens. And I'll just sit here and cry about the fact that I can't use those cool headsets and do that cool 3D thing that everybody else gets to do. All right, so what is the comparison between the new device and the old device? Some of that you saw already on the screen where they were doing the side-by-side, but the basic thing is that there's no more dongle, right? So this is not as small, and it's not going to be hidden like the Chromecast. And from what I'm reading and hearing so far, even if you decide you want to hide it, they're not recommending that. So I think that has something to do with the general connectivity of the other devices that it's trying to connect with, as it's trying to be more than just a content consuming type thing. So it is a bigger device, but it's not huge, but it's not going to hide nicely behind your TV. The other thing that's changing with this is that there is no HDMI cable included. So you're going to need to grab one. But frankly, I don't know, maybe this is just me because I buy too much tech. I'm drowning in HDMI cables, so I'm okay with that. But if you don't already have one, then make sure that you order one at the same time so that you are prepared. But the odds are pretty good if you open a drawer, there's probably a couple HDMI cables hiding in there. And if you're already using, so if you're going to switch from the existing Chromecast to this new one, you probably have a HDMI cable already, so you can just reuse that one. Floyd, I wish I was as smart as you because I don't know how it streams. Oh, that's fine. My wife can't use it either, so you have amazing company. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry that she's on team we can't play with the cool toys. But thank you. Yes, I have tried multiple times, and I've tried expensive ones. I've tried ones in entertainment places that do them, and it doesn't work. And I've given up trying because according to my eye doctor, it's just not going to happen. I do every time I get an opportunity to fill out a survey about, do you use these kinds of things? I'm like, no, I can't. I wish you would solve that problem for me. But it's not really happening yet. Okay, so let me just see if there's anything else that I want to show you about. Oh, okay, yeah. So as far as where things are right now, you can still use and buy the existing Chromecast. So the $50 version, actually there's a $30 version as well. So I'm getting this, yeah. So there's the HD version is $30, the 4K version is $50, and then the new version is $99. And like I said, if you want the other color, you have to go ahead and do that from the Google store. Otherwise, you can do it from, Amazon or Best Buy or wherever you prefer to buy your stuff. But all of the options are still available, as you can see. So you can go ahead and get those if you want, and you are good to go. The other thing that I heard that I don't see advertised here yet on their site, but we're going to be able to buy extra remotes, which is not a thing right now. So that's going to be really nice. Because sooner or later I'm going to step on it and break it. But yeah, so if you want the new color, you're going to have to get it now. We are in pre-order, as you can see here. They're not shipping yet. The ship dates are in September. So you do need to keep checking back because I do have the porcelain one on pre-order, but I very much want this one instead. So I keep coming back and checking, and it looks like actually right now I could go ahead and pre-order. So I'm going to do that after we're done talking here, because I'd like to cancel the order for the porcelain and get this color, just because why not? Also, I'm not a fan of white or off-white. If that's the only option, I go for it. But other than that, if I have another choice, I will go for it. So if you're a streaming fan, if you like the variety of content that you can get over the air or the internet, you can go ahead and do this. You don't have to pay a subscription. That's the other thing that people often get a little confused about. So you don't have to pay a subscription to use your content over either Google Chromecast or now Google TV Streamer. What you can, there's a whole bunch of free stuff that you can get, and you can watch, and that's available for always. And then there are things that, like you can use your subscriptions for Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever through this device. You can also do YouTube and that type of thing. You can also buy movies and TV to watch, and have in your library. So you have lots of options here, right? You can buy the device and just use the free. To be honest, I've been watching a lot of free stuff over, like, watching it on like Tubi and Freevee and that kind of stuff because I like the old TV shows. So there's a lot of options that way. So you don't have to feel like, oh, geez, it's another subscription. It's not, unless you want it to be. And even then, like, if you want to watch something and you don't want it to be a subscription, very often you can go ahead and either rent it or purchase it to have it in your library. So from the, fast, easy to use, packed with features, either one of these will work. If you're buying for the first time, I would say seriously consider looking at the new one, because obviously that's going to have a longer lifespan. But if you can't afford it or you just don't want to, you can go ahead and buy one of the existing ones, and that will be completely usable for quite some time to come. So I hope that's helpful. Please feel free, if you have any questions, if comments, if you have any feedback when you get to, if you're going to try it, go ahead and throw that in the comments, because that way, we can all learn from everybody else's experience. Yes, there's a bunch of other devices out there. There's, Apple, and there's Amazon Fire and all kinds of other stuff. But if you are in the Google ecosystem and you like that, I would say, go ahead and do it. That said, so I do have right now the Chromecast, and I have the Google Fire Cube. And I can just tell you from my own personal experience that I do use the Google more often, with one exception. And anybody who knows me can probably guess what that one exception is. And that is stuff like Good Omens. So Good Omens 1, Good Omens 2, and thankfully there's a third one coming. That is only available through Fire, because that's who's paying to have those made. So that is something that I definitely go and watch on the Fire, because that's the only option. But I do find that when it comes to making a choice to just like hang out and watch TV and cuddle with the pup on the sofa, 9 times out of 10, I'm going Google. Now, I know a lot of people will be like, oh, well, you're an Android person, you're a Google person. And I'm not really. So I'm pretty agnostic when it comes to technology. It may not seem that way, but that's because Google has got a lot of cool stuff. But like, the Fire stuff is pretty cool. I've tried the Fire tablets. I definitely have the Madam A device here, as well as the Google smart devices. So I do try to mix it up. I do try to compare and contrast. There's always differences between them. For the TV stuff, I don't think it's as dramatic a difference as you would get from, like, say, like a smart assistant. But that said, there are some differences. So you do want to look at what's available before you make your final choice for whichever device you're going to use, because that may help you figure out which is going to be the better fit for you. And do remember, technology is supposed to make our lives easier, not more complicated, which is what we're all about here. So, do feel free to come back and, check out the other content, and or, let us know what your experience is like with this. But at the TLDR is, if you're looking to upgrade, I would go ahead and check this out. If you're not looking to upgrade right now, you don't have to do anything. You're all set and you're good to go. Now, for you lovely folks out there who power through to the end, it means the world to me. I really do appreciate it. So here is your bonus content, because this is another thing that's going to come up, because as we are going through this process, another thing is changing that might be a little bit more insider baseball, behind the scenes kind of thing. But it is something that you'll start to notice over time, and that is they're kind of renaming how you cast content, right? So if you want to watch something, like you want to share something from your phone, you can do that with Google Chromecast today. And that tends to be how it's referred to. However, as you see here, this is changing. So they are going to start to talk about that process of taking content from your computer, your mobile devices, whatever, and sharing it on the TV. And they're going to just call it Google Cast, not Google Chromecast anymore. So it is the same functionality. You don't have to worry about that. But it's, it's still going to let you do all the things that you want, and control all the things that you want. It's just a slightly different name. It is going to continue to be available on Android, tablets and smartphones, on the iPhones, on iPads, on Mac, Windows, Chromebooks. I know people who are doing it from Linux, right? So all of the things that you're expecting, it's going to keep working with. So that kind of also speaks to your question, Floyd, because this may be the answer. As long as the MetaQuest 3 is cast compatible, then it should keep working. But you can go ahead and you can get more information about this. To be honest, I don't think I put this into the descriptions, but I will add this link for you in case you want to go check it out. But it is all there. The other bonus piece of information for you folks is the fact that this is not going to impact the TVs that have Chromecast built into them yet. It will very soon, probably by the time we get into the Christmas selling season for new TVs. But existing TVs that have the built-in Chromecast, you're going to still be able to use that, just like if you have a dongle attached. And going forward, I would imagine that you're going to see the marketing for that to shift away from Chromecast into Google Cast or even Google TV. But the end story of all of that is that you will still be able to get it built in if you don't want a device at all, if you just want it built in. Now, there are pros and cons on that. I'm not going to get into that right now, but just so you know that all those options are still there and going to be available for you and usable. So there we go. Floyd, with absolute love for everything you do, Tech News making it understandable. Thank you. Oh, nice. However, the aspect ratio on your Instagram is wonky. You may need to check settings. Yes. So yes, thank you for that. I am aware of that. I'm testing Instagram to see. So I'm watching it right now on my tablet and it's actually working pretty good, but I am aware that it is not optimal for mobile devices and I will work that out. I had been doing, I'm not calling it the other name. I have been doing Twitter, mainly because I wanted to be there when they cut it off. And that was a couple weeks ago. No email. This is completely aside, but no email, no notification, nothing. I just went to connect to it and said, nope, not going to let you. So I'm just transitioning now. I'm testing Instagram. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Instagram or TikTok. I'm going to be playing with both of those. But yes, thank you. I will eventually get it so that it works better for those vertical devices as well. So thank you. It's all in evolution. It's all test driving. It's actually going to give you a chance to try something. So for those of you who may not know, I use vMix for my streams. And vMix will let me do this kind of stream for things like Facebook and YouTube and all that, and send out a separate stream that is formatted for vertical. So I'm going to be playing with that too. That's going to be big fun. And I'll probably do another, I'll probably create a course. If you're interested in vMix, if you go to my website, I do have training on getting yourself set up with vMix. And I'm working on a course to do like more advanced stuff in vMix, and one of those will be this, split kind of streaming thing. Floyd agrees, right? Never going to call it anything other than Twitter. Yes, absolutely. They may have turned it into a dumpster fire, but I'm not going to call it the other name. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I would love to hear from you if you think you're going to give the new one a try, if you're going to wait and see, what the reports are on it. I was trying to convince myself don't buy anything just because Google's announcing stuff, and I have no self-control. So, I like the tech stuff. So I did order the new one, and so I'll let you know how that goes. And just for general knowledge, I have been holding off because personally, I don't really see a need in my life for a foldable phone. But they keep putting them out there, so I also ordered a foldable phone. To be honest, out of the two of them, my expectation is that the foldable phone is going to go back after I try it for a couple of weeks. But I probably will keep the new streaming device, but we'll see. I will let you know how it goes after I test drive it. When they make these announcements, there's all this new stuff, all this new fun stuff to try. Floyd, love Good Omens, a super national treasure, aren't they? I mean, the fact that this is the first, we're way off topic, but I love this. The fact that this is the first time that David and Michael have worked together, like all of the stuff that we've missed out on, but I'm so glad we're here now because the chemistry between these two and the way that they work together is freaking magic. And I love Good Omens. Like just about every weekend, I watch at least some of it. Many weekends, I binge watch both of them that are out there now. because it just makes me happy and sad. Like the end of the last one was sad. But yes, I love Good Omens. I mean, Terry Pratchett, just such a treasure. Missed him so much. Neil Gaiman's writing is definitely something I enjoy. There are other things about Neil that make me shake my head, but that's a whole other topic. But yes, I'm glad you're a part of the Good Omens team, Floyd. It is definitely the thing, and it is why I am continuing to pay for my Prime subscription right now, because I am rethinking that, but not until I get all of Good Omens. So there we are. There we are for that. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope the end of your summer is going well. I know I've already done a back to school thing. I might do one more. But as far as streaming TV, like, I am very curious about this. I do like the idea that it is combining the TV with access to my other smart devices, particularly the webcam. So I am looking forward to giving this a test drive, and you can absolutely count on me doing a whole thing on that after I have played with it for at least a couple of weeks. All right, everybody, have a good one. Thank you so much for coming out to play. I really do appreciate it, and we will talk again soon. And like I said, if you want to know what's coming up next, where did the mailing list go? Here we go. The mailing list is your best bet. You can go ahead and sign up for that, because I always let those folks know what's coming, and all the good stuff that we're doing. All right, everybody, have a good one. Take it easy. Bye.